Lucas, a 10-year-old boy from a small village in Brazil, had a dream that many believed was impossible. He wanted to play soccer for Brazil, to wear the yellow jersey and hear the roar of the crowd as he scored a goal. Despite living in poverty with his mother, who was a housewife, Lucas never let their circumstances define his future. His mother was his biggest supporter, always encouraging him to follow his dream, no matter how difficult it seemed. Lucas wasn't alone in his journey. He had two best friends, Pedro and Juan, who shared his passion for soccer. Every afternoon, after school, the three of them would meet at their favorite spot, a dusty field near Lucas's house. It wasn't much of a field, just dirt and rocks, but it was their place to play. Their soccer ball was a worn-out, patched-up ball, but it didn't matter. They played with heart, pretending they were in a stadium full of cheering fans. Pedro was fast, always running circles around the others, and João had a sharp sense of strategy, always in the right place at the right time. Lucas, however, had the best ball control. He could dribble past anyone, and his footwork was nothing short of magical. Together, they made a formidable team, even if it was just for fun. School, however, wasn't easy. Lucas faced mockery from the other kids who wore better clothes and shoes. They would call him names and tell him he wasn't good enough for soccer. But Lucas didn't listen. He knew that every time he was told he couldn't do something, it only made him more determined. After school, while other kids played video games or hung out, Lucas, Pedro, and João would practice. They would run drills, pass the ball, and dream of playing for Brazil one day. Lucas's mother would watch them from the doorway, smiling proudly. "You all have talent," she'd say. "Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." One day, when Lucas was 12, a scout from a nearby soccer academy came to watch a local match. The game wasn't going well for Lucas's team. They were losing badly. But Lucas played like it was the most important game of his life. Pedro and João cheered him on from the sidelines, shouting, "You've got this, Lucas, and keep going." Their support gave him strength. After the match, the scout approached Lucas. "You've got talent," he said. "I want you to join the academy." Lucas couldn't believe it. This was his chance. But the academy was in the city, far from his village. He was scared to leave his mother, his friends, and everything he knew. But with the encouragement of Pedro, João, and his mother, he knew he had to go. They promised him they would always support him, no matter where he was. Life at the academy was tough. The other players were older, stronger, and more experienced. But Lucas didn't give up. He worked harder than ever, pushing himself every day. Pedro and João sent him letters, reminding him how proud they were of him. Those words gave him the strength to keep going, even when he doubted himself. He would think back to the days he spent with his friends in the village and remember how far he had come. When Lucas turned 18, he received a call that changed his life. The coach of the Brazilian national soccer team wanted to see him play. This was the opportunity of a lifetime. Lucas gave everything he had on the field, playing the best game of his life. And then, the letter came. Lucas had been selected to play for the Brazilian national team. It wasn't just his dream that had come true. It was the dream of his mother, Pedro, João, and everyone in his village. Pedro and João, who had been with him from the very beginning, were there to cheer him on when he finally made it. They had seen him struggle, but they never doubted he would succeed. Now Lucas stood on the field, wearing the famous yellow jersey, ready to play for Brazil. His mother, Pedro, João, and the people from his village were in the stands cheering for him. He had made it, despite the hardships, the doubts, and the obstacles. His journey had been long, but it had been worth it. As Lucas looked up at the sky, he remembered the words his mother had always told him. "If you work hard and believe in yourself, no dream is too big." And with that thought in his heart, Lucas knew his story was just beginning.